And it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like it's going to be what it's going to be. And we're going to embrace it, enjoy it, love it, and walk on forward. So I've been so excited. I have barely been able to sleep because it's just like I have so much information. So it's going to kind of be like it was one of the other days last week. Because I have so many slides, I am going to actually, you're not going to see me as much, but I'm going to be talking to you guys because I think that that's what's so important today. So on today, we're learning how to be hashtag unique. We're learning how to embrace our ugly. Good morning, everybody. Hello. We're learning how to embrace our ugly. So I just want you guys to take it all in. I hope you got a notebook of some sorts, and I'm working on that, guys. I'm working on being able to send you guys out some notebooks like e-journals and things like that, because I know how important it is to write these things down. So we've been having, again, some technical difficulties. Things been coming and going, but it's going to be all well. Everything's going to work out fine. Okay. On my end, everything is going to be okay. So now as we continue to move forward, we are going to learn what it means to be unique today. All right. So we're going to go in. We're going to start it all over fresh. See, I don't know if you guys can see what I see on my end, but literally it was like trying to reconnect and all this stuff, but it's going to be all good. That's how I know it's going to be amazing today, guys. Amazing. So let's get started. Okay. I am ugly, unique. I put this up here like this because sometimes we focus on what everyone wants us to focus on, and we don't focus on the things that make us unique. We have not yet learned how to focus on those things in such a manner that we no longer are embarrassed by those things. We tend to be embarrassed by things that we cannot control. We tend to be embarrassed by things where life have us all, good morning, Don, where life have us all in an uproar, and we're not even sure why or how we even got there. All we know is that we're here. We heard somebody tell us that we were ugly. We had somebody tell us that the situation we was in was ugly. We had someone tell us that we couldn't do things a certain way because we didn't fit a certain norm. But I'm here to tell y'all this morning that it's not that it's an ugly situation based on what you think ugly is. It's actually what makes you unique. So this week, we're going to focus on each day, each one of those letters. But before you understand if you're unique, you need to understand what that means. Life has placed us in a lot of ugly situations that many of us would love to forget. However, from this day forward, you will see those situations as unique and no longer ugly. How can I say that? How am I able to tell you that you're no longer going to see them as ugly, but you're going to see them as unique? Because words have power, but we give them life. Life, understand, words have life and we give them power. They're interactive with each other. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. There's a reason for this. These things go hand in hand. Speak those things that be not as though they were. They go hand in hand. There is nothing you can do to change it. There is nothing that you can do to kind of try to rearrange it. You're just going to have to understand that all things work together. All things work together. Now, as you begin to go forward, you're going to understand that ugly, because I need you to understand what the definition of ugly is. Ugly is unpleasant or it's repulsive, especially in appearance, involving or likely to involve violence or other unpleasantness. So when you think of the word ugly, it's unpleasant, it's repulsive, especially in appearance. And so a lot of times we try to hide those ugly things because we know it don't look right. So we're going to talk about physical and things on the inside, things that people can see and things that people cannot see. So I want you to think on something that you feel in your life that is so ugly, it's repulsive. That is so, good morning, Okisha. Good morning, Kevin. That is so ugly that you consider that thing repulsive. See, for me, it was the size of my lips. I didn't think they were repulsive, but I just thought they were unpleasant. On the inside of me, it was the fact that I had been violated. Because remember, ugly likely involves violence or other unpleasantness. So those things that you don't talk about, that verbal abuse, that physical abuse, that mental abuse, the inside emotional struggle, that stuff, because ugly oftentimes involves violence. When somebody is constantly being ugly to you, it's bullying, and that is violence. Words can be very violent. So you have to understand how they go hand in hand, because some of these things you had no control over. So understanding what it means to be ugly, it's unpleasant, it's repulsive, especially in appearance, and it's more likely to involve violence. Now, what I want you guys to look at is I want you to ask yourself, how deep is your ugly? Do you consider those things that you went through that you had no control over hideous, disgusting, repellent, deformed? What does your trauma look like to you? The things that you went through in your life, what does that look like to you? The pain that you're in right now, what does that look like to you? How would you describe your ugly? Oh, guys, I need y'all to take notes. I need y'all to talk to me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What does ugly look like to you? Because see, that's the problem. You keep saying that things are ugly. You keep saying the situation is ugly, but you have yet to name it. Because when you put a name on what that ugly is, you no longer are content with that situation. If I think my situation is hideous, something inside of me gonna change that situation. I can't, no, I gotta change it. But you can't just say ugly, because ugly has so many definitions. At some point, when whatever it is becomes disgusting, you tend to want to not deal with it anymore, and you don't want to go back to it. But because you have yet to label it properly, that situation that keeps holding you, but you keep going back to it. If you realize that this is a deformed situation, at some point your mind says, this is not where I want to be. This is not how I want to be. This is not where I want to sit, because this is repulsive to me. This is disgusting to me. I know I'm better than this. Now let's take it on the physical aspect. Because some of you look at your physical attributes and you feel like your nose is hideous, your lips is hideous, your belly is hideous. You feel like something about you looks deformed. Oftentimes you guys hear me tell y'all, I know my head big. I really do. But it go in my body. I know my lips are big. When I was younger, I just knew they were hideous, the biggest things in the world. And then the rest of me caught up and they blend in. But the funny thing about ugly is what you refuse to embrace as unique, somebody else will. Because these same lips that I cried about many a nights, people lay on somebody's surgical table to get what I got absolutely free. And so sometimes it's all in how, not sometimes, 99.9 plus 1 is how you look at a thing, how you embrace that thing, how you acknowledge that thing. But you got to figure out, what does your ugly look like? How do you define the trauma in your life? I always tell people, you got to put if you don't name it, if you don't acknowledge it in its truth, you'll go back to it because you just want to say it's ugly. No, how ugly is it? How disgusting is it? Because when you really don't like something, when you're really sick of looking at it, you change it. So my ugly, these are some notes. I want y'all guys to talk back to me today, because I know it's kind of personal. I know this is something that you don't always want to share. But do you remember the first time you saw that ugly? The first time you allowed the verbal abuse, the first time you even engaged in physical abuse. Do you remember the first time you saw that ugly? The first time you saw what ugly looked like, be it in your appearance, be it in your physical sense, in your finances, because ugly travels a lot. How often? What were the circumstances surrounding this discovery? A lot of times for the physical aspect, it's because somebody told us that that thing was ugly. See, we might have thought it, but it's not until somebody verbalized it. I remember being told I had big lips. It was by one of my cousins, and I tell you, it just did something to me. When did you embrace this ugly as your truth? When did you decide that that ugly, deformed, repulsive situation was your truth? Because see, that's dangerous right there. When you settle in that truth of dysfunction, remember, we're still talking about dysfunction, guys. And this dysfunction is abnormal behavior. When did you embrace this ugly as your truth? When did you say, this is it for me? I will never be no more than I am now. And how long will you continue to hold on to your ugly with pain? Because that's the difference. The difference is, why you gonna sit here and just hold this ugliness as pain? You looking in the mirror, you crying. You driving home, going back to the same situation, you crying. You going to your job, you don't like it, you crying. You're holding on to the ugly with the pain it reminds you of. A lot of that, all of it, 99.9 plus 1 has to do with fear. Remember, fear is a great mastermind of manipulation and dysfunction. It tells you to hold on to the ugly with pain, because you're trying to figure out, how am I going to release myself for something that makes me, I don't like it, but I don't know how to move from it. I'm not sure how to actively get from point A to point B, but I know something's not right, and I'm not sure how to. I don't know how to. So what we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? You have to embrace your ugly truth, even when it hurts. See, that's the part most of you not really ready to do just yet. But we gonna get there, because in embracing your truth and embracing it, accepting it as the gift that it is, that's how you move forward. But it don't feel good. It hurt. Why? Because you fear the rejection of when you really embrace your truth. You concern yourself with, how is my life going to change? Even if the situation is bad, even if it's something you know that is not going to cause you to evolve, you still fear the pain of releasing the ugly situation. You still fear it. You sit there and you hold it, and you've accepted it as your truth. And it's hurting so bad. But in the embrace is also the release. Some of you are refusing to acknowledge your truth. So therefore you sit in your pain. Some of you are refusing to acknowledge that ugly situation. So therefore you sit in it, and that's your pain, because you're trying to figure out, what was it? When was it? Thanks for sharing, Okisha. The first time she was called dark skin and having a big smile. And if y'all have never seen Okisha smile, she got one of the most prettiest smiles. I tell you, the most beautiful smiles ever. You around here, you're comparing yourself with other people, and you don't even realize that they're even struggling with their truth. They're trying to figure out how to hold on to their truth. And you're around here, envious. And you don't even know that they're walking around in hurt, in pain, in confusion. But it's time to cross over, y'all. Because at some point, you got to realize that even though it's scary, I got to cross over. Some of y'all got to dress for the crossover, because some of y'all are trying to still look snazzy. No. Put on some sneakers and cross over. That means you're preparing yourself for whatever's going to take place. Because some of you got to cross over, and you're not going to be able to walk. You got to run. Your very life depends on you crossing over. Your very destiny depends on you crossing over, because the dysfunction is so bad that you got to run to the crossover. You got to run. You got to listen, because walking, if you walk, sometimes you allow that dysfunction to catch up with you. Because some of you just got free last week. Some of you just realized the dysfunction that you were in. Some of you just realized it, but you got to cross over. See, that's the thing about evolvement. It's a process. And so crossing over can take some time. Crossing over means that sometimes you might have to walk. In the crossover, sometimes you might have to pause, but you can't stay there. You got to keep moving. That's evolvement. Because if you get stuck, the dysfunction will catch you, or you will go back to it. And you cannot evolve backwards. So when do you plan on crossing over? I need you to start attaching dates. I need you to start attaching time limits. I need you to start asking yourself, when am I going to cross over from this dysfunction? Because if you don't cross over from it, it will consume you. The dysfunction will weigh you down and keep you in the very ugly situation that you're trying to evolve from. And I promise you, I'm going to explain to you what's going to make you unique in the crossover. But you got to be ready to cross over. How many of you are ready to cross over? Good morning, Festus. How many of you are ready to cross over? Because that's a serious question. Who ready to cross over? How many times you just gonna sit here and say, I see better on the other side, but I'm not gonna go over there. I'm gonna stay in this dysfunction. Who ready to cross over? I'm ready to cross over. Veronica, you ready to cross over? Janet, you ready to cross over? Susan, you ready to cross over? Festus, you ready? Are y'all ready to cross over? Because at some point, you're gonna have to. Either you're gonna stay there and die, or you're gonna cross over. In the crossover moment, I need you to realize that you are unique. Oh, we about to go somewhere now. I'm getting excited. That you are unique. What do you mean I'm unique? Oh, we finna find out what unique is, because some of y'all, you say this word, but you don't know what it means. And that's why I like to apply definitions. That's why I like to apply. I need you to see that you are unique. I need you to repeat after me. I am unique. Write it in the comments. I am unique. Because it's something about that word that right now, every time you see the word ugly, the first thing that's going to stand out to you is unique. Write it down. I need y'all to talk to me. I am unique. I'm going to type it in here myself too. Because I have to remind myself sometimes that I am unique. Why? Why are you unique? Y'all ready? Oh, I'm so excited. What makes me unique? Well, first we have to understand what that is. And so I'm going to take this to y'all. It's getting so good to me, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. In order for you to understand unique, you have to understand what it is that you're doing, right? So you have to understand that you no longer situations, but journeys. All right. So let's focus on that. Life for you is no longer a situation, but it's a journey. Oh, I'm going to tell y'all where we going. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. No longer situations, but journeys. Life is no longer a situation, but it's a journey. Why? What is the difference between a situation and a journey? A situation is a set of circumstances in which one finds oneself, but a journey is an act of traveling from one place to another. So what has happened is, because of circumstances, we have lived life as a situation, meaning we just find ourselves in one circumstance to another because we don't have any control over situations. We have control over journeys, but we don't have control over situations. So what has happened is now we're sitting here and we're stuck in a situation. You are finding yourself in the same situation next after next after next because you've embraced that situation. You've embraced that thing as your truth, and that's not it. You can't change what happened to you, but you can change how it affects your life when you stop living life like a situation and walk through life like the journey it was designed to be. How long are you going to let that situation control you? Oh, I want y'all to talk back to me because I feel good. Life is a journey and not a situation. I need y'all to think on it for a minute. How long you done sat in a situation? How long you done sat in that job as a situation? How long you done sat in that relationship as a situation? How long are you going to allow your past to simply be a situation? Because when you live life as a situation, you just find yourself from one circumstance to another. You have no control over that. You have no control over the situation. The only thing you can do is sit there, or you can look at it as a journey. That means now that's the act of, situations don't cause you to do nothing. But when journey is act, it's an action. You have to evolve. You're traveling from one place to another. So I can't control what you did to me, and I can't control what you said to me. But what I can control is how I'm going to look at it. That's just me traveling from one place to another. What does your journey, good morning, Wanisha. What does your journey look like to you? Because what's happening is the situations are taking over, and you can't enjoy or embrace the moment you're in because you keep getting stuck in these same situations. And the situations ain't finding you. You're not finding the situations. The situations are finding you. Why? Because you are set in a set of circumstances in which you find yourself in. Ah, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. What is a journey? A journey is an act of traveling from one place to another. So ask yourself, have I been living my life as a situation or as a journey? Because that's going to make the whole difference. Let's be honest, y'all. That's right. You have control in the journey. You are so right, Miss Susan. You have control in the journey. What you can't control is the situation, but what I can control is the journey. So let me explain something to y'all. I had to go back to school, right? Oh my God. When I went back to get my degree, y'all, I struggled. I struggled so hard. I did not like it. I did not. Now I could have sat there and just let myself fail and struggle. But when I started to look at it as a journey to get me where else I needed to be in life, I started to embrace that thing differently. It didn't become such a headache. See, when you let situations pile on you, you are going to fail every time. You are going to fail epically. Why? Because you're letting the situation control you. I may not listen. Remember how many times I done said, if speaking to the mountain, for the mountain to move mean I got to move, then so be it. Why? Because I'm on a journey. That's why. I can't, because if I stay here, then I'm in a situation, staring at the mountain, talking about I'm going to get a better job, talking about I'm going to do this. You ain't done nothing. You just sitting there and you're letting the situation control you. But when you keep looking at that mountain and you say, know what? I need you to move. But in you moving mean I got to move, then so be it. Why? Because it's an act of traveling. A journey allows you to take control and you can move from one place to another. The situation holds you captive. The journey allows you freedom. Oh, I need y'all to type that for me. Say, my situation holds me captive, but my journey allows me freedom. It's a mindset, y'all. It's a mindset. When I tell y'all mindset matters, a situation holds you captive. A journey allows you freedom. Oh, I'm so excited. I am really, really excited, y'all. So if you can type it. Say, my situation has held me captive, but my journey will allow me freedom. This is like so good. This is so good. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really am. Y'all can't see me, but I am excited. I am so excited. So now it's time to embrace our journey and be unique. So now we realize that we operating in freedom. Because journey allows us to travel from one place to another. So now I'm going to embrace my journey, not my situation. Because remember, the situation holds you captive. The journey allows you freedom. And that is to be unique. Okay, so listen. Because what's happening is we don't want to embrace our ugly because that is the situation that we had no control over. But when you learn to embrace that ugly, it allows you to look at it as a journey, a part of your journey. If you're traveling somewhere and you're looking at the sights and the tire blow out, does that blow the whole trip? No. You fix the tire, you get back in the car. That means either you gonna change the tire, you gonna call AAA, somebody gonna help you, but you gonna get back on the road and keep going. You're not gonna just turn all the way back around, but circumstances, situations make you sit there. And now you're moping on what you can't change. But now it's time for you to embrace your journey. Now it's time for you to see life as the journey it is and be unique. Because see, that's the thing. Okay. So in the Bible, it says that God will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. See, when you live life as a journey and not as a situation, that's that peace. That's what makes you unique. Because there's something about unique. I'm going to tell y'all, we're going to get to the definition of unique real soon. But there is something about unique. See, when you walk on a journey, you have peace when you shouldn't have peace because you've embraced the ugly truth, but you refuse to allow the situation to control you and you're allowing the journey to free you. That's the uniqueness in it. People are like, how she went through all that and she didn't lose her mind? How did she go through all this and she didn't lose her mind? You know how she did it? Because she's living life as a journey, because he's living life as a journey. When I tell you it's a mindset, I can't make you want to, but all I can do is show you how to. It's a mindset. Because now you're on a journey. Now you're traveling from one place to the next. And I'm telling you, don't let situations get you stuck. Okay? So now what is your need? What is the definition of unique? Unique is being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. Now we're going to sit here because some of y'all think because your situation is the same as somebody else's situation, that it's the same situation. And it's not. It is not. It is not. It is not, because mindset is what allows you either A, to walk in freedom, or B, walk in bondage. Is that's it. But what makes you unique? Remember, life is a journey. So being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. So this is for those of us who have walked around. A lot of people believe in like generational curses, and I get it, right? But what's going to make you unique and what's going to make you different is that you're going to break that generational bondage. You're not going to build another prison of dysfunction for your seed. That's what's going to make you one of a kind. That's what's going to make it like anything else, because you saw in your family how one dysfunctional situation caused whoever was in control of it to build another prison of dysfunction. And then they passed it down to you. And then you were about to build another one. But then you decided, I'm going to be the only one of my kind. I'm going to be the one that's going to have the ability to set not just me free, but everything attached to me free. When you realize people start saying, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you went through that and you're not crazy. I don't know how you went through that and you didn't take your life, because I'm the only one of my kind. Because I understand that in my ugly is my uniqueness. In my ugly came my strength. In my ugly came my courage. In my ugly is what makes me different from you. It's a mindset. It's not that I'm better than you. It's just my mindset is different. That we're learning not to live life as a situation, but to live it as a journey. Is it easy? No. Will things happen? Yes. But how I look at it is everything. Have you ever been in something and you were so calm that people was like, man, I don't even know how she did it. I don't even know how she did that. I don't know how she made it through and why she's so calm and why she's so peaceful. That's because I'm unique. I'm one of my kind. Because what happens is the more you change how you used to be, it's going to cause more attention to come to you. What does that mean? It's going to cause people to look at you different. People going to be wondering about you. It's just like when you're at the zoo. And you see all these zebras, and then one look a little different from the rest. Now that one gets the most attention. But no, you shouldn't want to be like everybody else. At some point, you got to be the only one of your kind. Somebody got to say, hey, come on. We got to come out. But you got to be the first one to stop accepting what happened in your family. Let me tell y'all something about my family. And I love them. I love them. But one thing we all are capable of doing in my family is our tongues are very sharp. We will cut you like a two-edged sword and think nothing about it. Now, I'm not condoning that. But at some point, one of us had to say, y'all know what? This ain't really how we supposed to be. Now, in that decision, that was me. Remember, mindset has to be intentional. You have to intentionally want to change your mindset. Nobody else can do that for you. That's not even an option. You got to be willing to do it for yourself. So how am I going to do it for myself? How do I do this? You got to go in piece by piece. Remember, we done learned about dysfunction. We've learned about fear being the mastermind. We've understood the 4 pillars of mindset: acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve. What makes you unique is that you're not allowing the situation to control the journey. You're controlling the journey by walking in all the authority that's rightfully yours. It don't matter the situation. Sometimes you have to pause, give yourself time to regroup. Every reaction shouldn't be instant. Sometimes you got to ponder on that thing. Sometimes you can make the wrong decision and then it's going to cause so much more chaos. But when you learn how to walk in that peace, when people say, child, that couldn't have been me. Veronica, child, that could not have been me. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you stayed in that long. I don't know how you was able to make it. Let me tell y'all something that's unique. That is one of its kind. My grandmother born 1925. So, and because of the time she was born and because she's biracial, like her daddy is white and Indian, well, their family couldn't go in town together, right? They were not allowed to do that. So my grandmother was not allowed to get an education. On top of that, she was the firstborn, so she had to work. Going to school was not an option. But let me tell you why my grandma is unique. Let me explain something to y'all about this. Okay, y'all ready? Because when you change your view and stop allowing life to make you think that it's just a situation versus a journey. You'll appreciate the generation before you journey. Because sometimes we complain about that. We like to blame everybody else but ourselves. But when you change your viewpoint, I'm finna show you something. So my grandma was born in 1925. My grandmother cannot read, could not read, none of the above. She got married at the age of 13, I think 12 or 13, to a very abusive husband. When he kidnapped the kids, it was a mess. She had to leave in the snow with her life. She had to take the kids away with her life, right? She done moved on. Now this lady cannot read, write. I think she only can write her name. Y'all finna understand. She is the only one of her kind. She represents, because sometimes you got to go back to the root to understand some stuff. Because some of y'all just keep trying to blame your mamas and them. And at some point you got to realize if I change what I see, it'll change a whole perspective for me. So my grandma now had to figure out how she gonna raise these kids. In the midst of that, she met my granddaddy. Now my granddaddy, he was a pastor, but he was a to and fro pastor. Just a lot of stuff going on with him. So my grandmother got introduced to a position. She started working for Prescott Bush, which is George Bush, them people, all of them. The significance isn't in that. To this day, my grandmother owns her own home. When I say own it, she's not paying a mortgage. How can somebody who can't read, who was in two abusive relationships, who could get a job, but I don't ever remember my grandma really working. I'm going to just be honest. I just don't remember that. But I know for a fact the lights were never off. I know for a fact that she did the best thing that she could do with what she knew. And when you stop looking at it as a situation and you look at it as a journey, what did my grandmother teach me? She taught me independence. She taught me how to work for myself. She taught me that in spite of what it looks like, you can make it. You got to be the only one of your kind. My grandmother taught me how to possess a thing. She's not worried about somebody coming back and taking it because she just got liberties. She has ownership. Even while she not staying there, it still belongs to her. So if I stop looking at the negative, oh my God, my grandma was in an abusive relationship, my mama, my aunties and them, my uncle, if I stop looking at it as a situation, but I look at it as a journey, I don't see victims in my timeline. I see warriors. I see victorious women and men that in spite of the situation, they made it out. So something is all in perspective. It does not change what happened in a situation. It just changes how you navigate through the situation. It changes how you look at it. What makes you unique? Now you got to understand you are unique. Now you got to embrace it. Because you can't keep dwelling on the situation. Because sometimes I don't like people that say stuff like this. You find out it was a car accident up the street and you like, because it's a negative mindset. Oh, that could have been me. Well, no, it couldn't have. Because you wasn't there at that time. Like unique is a mindset. You're one of a kind. That's what I need y'all to focus on. Don't just focus on the ugly. Focus on the fact that you are unique. Now you got to embrace it. Be like, I'm one of my kind. That's all you got to say. I'm one of my kind. It ain't no other. It's not going to be another Veronica. It's not going to be another Okesha. It's not going to be another Festus. It's not going to be another Janet. It's not going to be another Susan. It's not going to be another Don. It's not going to be another Juanisha. So when you accept the fact that you are one of a kind, you make life a journey and not a situation. Can't nobody do it but you. It was designed for you. This journey was designed for you. Everybody could have been in the same situation, but everybody's journey is not the same. What does your journey look like? Because some of us are so scared and we're so fearful about moving forward. No, that's dysfunction. What does your journey look like? How are you embracing your journey? You are one of a kind. I want you guys to type that in this thing so I can see y'all still here. Say, I am one of a kind. There will never be another Susan. There will never be another Janet. I don't care. Listen, let me tell y'all something. It's a little girl out here named Oprah, but I promise you she'll never be Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is one of a kind. Like that's how you got to look at your life. I don't care if 1,700 billion people name their child Barack Obama. There will only be one. He is walking in his journey. We might not like Trump. Okay, but it ain't gonna never be another one. And I think one of his children got his name. That don't matter. He is one of a kind. I had to laugh. I almost couldn't get it all the way out, but he is one of a kind. I feel good this morning. What makes you unique? And then you have to understand you are unique. Now embrace it. That's right, Miss Janet. You are one of a kind. It ain't gonna be another one. It can't happen. So what we doing? How we doing it and how we plan on getting there? Because you are a unique individual. Nobody, listen, I can't make you want to, but all I can do is show you how to. That's all I can do is show you how to. So now I need you to understand. I need you to say this. I walk through life as a journey and not a situation. That's what makes you unique, y'all. That's what makes you one of a kind. When you learn how to walk through life as a journey and not a situation. Because a situation is something you find yourself in. A journey is you traveling from one place to another. And you're not going to stay in the same place all the time. Y'all write that down. I walk through life as a journey and not a situation. Because it's not. When you stop allowing circumstances to hold you captive to situations and you walk through that thing as a journey, that's why I'm telling you, I don't take losses. I take lessons. Because in journey as a life, you take lessons. In situations, you take losses. Tell me if that makes sense. When you walk life as a journey, you take lessons. When you walk through life as a situation, you take losses. Because it's all in how you view a thing, y'all. It's mindset. Mindset matters. I'm telling y'all, that has to be an intentional act. Can't nobody do it but you. I can't make you want to, but all I can do is show you how to. So how long are you going to walk through life as a situation and not embrace it as the journey it is? It's view, it's perspective. When I first started this thing, I started as a praise dancer, and I was going from church to churches, and I was helping them build fundamental foundations, which had everything to do but with what you were about before you were about to do it, right? So I taught them, you're not entertaining these people, you're ministering. But my slogan at the time, which is always go beyond what you see. When you look at life as a journey, it's an automatic that you're going to go beyond what you see. But when you look at life as a situation, you just stumbling upon stuff because it's not intentional. To live life as a journey, it has to be intentional. Oh, I need y'all. Oh, I want y'all it did something to me because that's me talking to myself. When you walk through life as a journey, that's intentional. But if you just walking through it like a situation, you just finding yourself from one thing to the next. So what is it that makes you unique? Is that you're walking through life as a journey and not as a situation. You have to ask yourself, what journey will you embrace today? Because we're not going to start this tomorrow. We're going to start this right now. It made perfect sense, Keisha. We're going to start this right now. What journey will you embrace today? Because at some point you got to really feel it. You got to get it that you can't say I'm going to start tomorrow because now the circumstance still controlling you. What journey will you embrace today? What authentically makes you unique? My new journey begins today. I know some of y'all are preparing for work. So that's how I need you to look at it. You can't go into work like it's a situation because you just going to find yourself in some stuff. Now you're angry and you're mad. But if you go in there like, what journey beholds me today? It makes it look different. It makes it feel different because it's not a situation. So get your mindset together. Stop letting people control your mind, your thoughts. When you change your mindset, nobody else can come in and change that for you. It has to be intentional. It has to be. Embrace your truth because you are unique. I like the picture of the girl in the video, in the picture that I just put up there. I like her. Embrace your ugly truth because you are unique. You are one of a kind. There ain't gonna never be another one. So you might as well go ahead and hold fast to that. Embrace your ugly truth because you are unique. Can't nobody make you want to. Sometimes you got to just go head on in and realize that you stands for unique. That I'm one of a kind. In spite of, it's not going to be another me. That's the ugly truth. The ugly truth is I've been living my life as situations versus walking through it as a journey. That's the ugly truth. Ha! But that's what makes you unique. As you're learning to walk through this thing and walk and walk and walk. That's right, Okeecha. Perspective is everything. It has to be intentional. Guys, I'm telling y'all, it has to be intentional. Because if it's not intentional, it's a situation and that you just found yourself in. But when it's intentional, it's a journey and it's taking you from one place to the next. That's what makes you unique. That's it. That's what makes you one of a kind. Because a lot of people not walking through life like it's a journey. They're just walking through life like it's a situation. So they're not intentional with their actions. Be intentional with your actions. Be intentional with your thoughts. Be intentional with your words. Don't speak negative. Speak positive. Reinforce positive behavior. Reinforce positive thoughts. Reinforce positive actions. I can't make you want to, but all I can do is show you how to embrace your ugly truth because you are unique. You are one of a kind. When I tell y'all words have power, but we give them life. Words have life, but we give them power. The word ugly don't bother me no more because I understand that's what makes me unique, genuine love, and simply who I am. So I'm going to come visit y'all right quick so y'all can see me. I knew I had a lot of slides, so that's why I was like, y'all not going to see me as much. But now we can see each other. Now we're going to talk. Now we're going to say what we got to say. We can no longer walk through life as situations. When I tell y'all mindset matters, mindset is everything. Mindset is in everything. Mindset is about everything. Mindset is everything. And when you realize that I have to be intentional in my thoughts, I have to be intentional in my words, I have to be intentional in my actions. Because if I'm not, then I'm living life as a situation and not as a journey. I got to be intentional in my emotions. Remember, a situation, I can't change every situation. It just happened. I didn't know my tire was going to blow out. I didn't know I was going to be fired. I didn't know that the corona was coming. That's what we're going to talk about, this virus, right quick. Because that's the situation that many of us have been put in worldwide. The world has been put on a situation. We done got caught up in this thing together. Now, those of us that are going to start creating a different avenue, that's because we're not allowing the situation to control us, but we're operating it as a journey that's intentional. When you become intentional, do you understand that when Rona went out there in them streets, I had clients, I did. God knows I did. But oh my God, what I have now. Why? Because when you learn that it's not a situation, but a journey, don't allow that thing to hold you captive. You're afraid to do this. Can't do that. So what's going to be your excuse? Because some of y'all been home talking about y'all going to start a business. Now we on lockdown. You could have done started this business. Why haven't you? Some of you been saying, if I had more time, I'll go to school. Well, now you got time, friend. What done happened? because you're allowing the situation to control you. Make it a journey. What is your story going to be to your kids or your grandkids about the year 2020? Is it going to be a situation or is it going to be a journey? It's all in perspective. It's all in how you see a thing. It's all in how you say a thing. It's all in how you embrace a thing. And until you embrace that ugly, that you know what, I think real negative. I speak real negative. I operate really negative. You're not unique. You're not one of your kind. You know when people tell the truth or somebody turn in money and just stuff, and they be like, people don't do this stuff. Because they have an idea of what the norm is. Change that. Because until we realize that we have to change our mindsets in order to change our lives, we're going to be stuck, how we say, stuck like Chuck in a rut. And we ain't going to be able to change nothing. The first step is you gotta be ready to cross over. That's why I wasn't going to dwell on the ugly and the traumatic and the trauma. We all been through trauma. Nobody is exempt from dysfunction. I promise you, it's everywhere. But what I can tell you is that if you stop allowing the situation to control you, and then you take control of the situation and say, you know what, this about to be a journey. In journeys, you don't take losses, you take lessons. In situations, you take losses. We're not living in situations no more. We living in a journey. Right? Because like even this morning, guys, I'm trying to tell you, I would not allow situations to control me. When I say that I couldn't get the stuff, it wasn't connecting. Like so much stuff happens in the morning now when I have to do this. But because I refuse to live my life like a situation, but as a journey, I said, I'm going to figure this thing out. I couldn't figure out what I had did with one of the slides. I couldn't figure out where my slide was about my class. I was like, it's going to be what it's going to be, but it's not going to be a situation. It's going to be a journey. Because in journeys, you discover some stuff. That's what makes life a journey. Oh, I'm so excited. And we're getting close to the end, y'all. In the journey, you discover some things. Oh my gosh. In a journey, y'all got to get it. In the journey, you discover some stuff. Right? So like, let's say we're taking on a journey. We're going to pick the woods, right? You know, you out in the woods because we scared. That situations put us in scary things. You scared. You can't see nothing. You can't see your way out. Like Corona going to be the woods, right? Because that's what some of y'all, we all here now together. I can't see nothing. I can hear some stuff, but I can't see nothing. And the sounds are fearful to me. But when you live life as a journey, you have to first get quiet. Redirect how you feel, how you think, how you smell. Because now you got to become adjusted and acclimated to the surroundings so you can know how to operate. I ain't say for you to stay there. But if it's going to be dark all the time, at some point my eyes got to adjust so I can see what I can see, even if it's just a shadow. So we in this forest of life and we scared because some ugly stuff don't happen to us. And we could sit here and die. But then we see some berries. Situations say don't eat this berry because it's probably poison, you're going to die. That's your mindset. But the journey say we got to taste it. And we're going to figure out if this is going to allow us to live. And what you'll realize on that thing called life that's a journey is that you'll start to remember little seeds had already been planted. And while you sitting in that thing, this is how Corona did us. While some of y'all sitting there, you know, you was like, you know what? I should go ahead on and start my business. I should go ahead on and go back to school. And then you start to remember, you know what? I had already started registering at this one school. You know what? I had already got my business license. All I really need to do, you know what? I know somebody who can make me a logo. You know what? Because now you're looking at it as an opportunity versus bondage, versus a situation. Journey allows you to create and embrace opportunities. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited. I keep looking at the time, y'all. Okay. So I want you guys, today is what is it that makes you one of a kind? That's what makes you unique. Every time you see that word ugly, I want you to be like, yep, I'm unique. I am unique. I am one of my kind. A life for me is a journey. It's taking me from one place to the next. I no longer live my life as a situation because I'm not finding myself in these things. Remember, situations will always happen. It's how you embrace it. That's what's going to make you unique. Do you know how many inboxes I get and questions I get? People, how you manage to do this? Oh my God, on LinkedIn, they get on my nerves. How you getting clients in this situation? They don't say situation, but in this trying time. And then turn around and tell me I can help you get high-end clients. Now you just asked me how I was getting clients in this trying time. So but when you on a journey, you listen real good. See, situations, you can't hear that good. But in a journey, everything has to make sense because it has to be intentional. So I want you guys today, when we get off of here, if you got to go to work, you got to go to class, if you don't have to do nothing, what we doing? Are we living our life as a situation? Are we living our life as a journey? Because that's what's going to make you unique. Unique. One of your kind. It'll never be another. It ain't going to never be another Libby. That's me right here. It ain't going to never be another Libby. That's me right here. Let me tell you why I like my nickname Libby. Because it means God's promise or promise from God. Right? So every time somebody call me Libby, it's almost a reminder that either A, he made a promise to them, or B, he made a promise to me. But either way you look at it, it's a promise, and he's a promise keeper. So I don't get that. Once you learn what something means, like when they call me Letitia, that means joyful. I am adamant that words have power, but we give them life. Words have life, but we give them power. What are you calling yourself? And what are you choosing to answer to? Are you answering to life situations? Are you answering life's journeys? So I'm going to come back. I love y'all. I'm so excited. I will see you guys on tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the G, genuine. Oh, and for those of you, listen, you can still register for the Mindset Matters course. Okay, guys. Now I had to create my own flyer this morning. I told y'all I had some technical difficulties. Nonetheless, the information is on there. I love you guys. Listen. Mindset Matters. You can register today. It's $99. You can register at llanderson.org. Remember, in order to change your life, you must first change your mindset. Now, one other thing. I do have some products, right, guys? Now listen, I have this baby that's in Belize that I want to be able to donate some stuff to. All right. So I don't believe in just like asking for stuff and not trying to figure out how I'm going to give it to people, help people. So we do have products like this is my cup. And so she wants to go to college, but they don't have it. They don't have it. And mind you, she only needs 4,000 Belize dollars, which is 2,000 US dollars, right? In order for her to go to school for 2 years. So if you want to donate, if you want to cash out, that's fine. I'm going to go live anyway sometime today and do a whole live about her, because I'm all about empowerment. And if you done everything you know how to do, I don't want you to live life as a situation, but I want you to live it as a circumstance. So for those of you who do register for the course today, for the Mindset Matters course, you will receive a mug or a t-shirt. I am not the best at advertising, and I know I'm horrible because I like to end my stuff with what we ended on, life as a journey. So find me today about lunchtime, and I'll talk all about the fundraiser that I'm going to do to empower another young person. Okay. And with that being said, thank y'all for y'all time. Please like and follow on Instagram, on Facebook. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to LetitiaAnderson.org and I will give you all my information. Thank you, Miss Janet. Thank you, guys. I love y'all. I love y'all. And until tomorrow, we're going to be genuine. So tell somebody, embrace your ugly. Thank you.